Hey everyone, it's me, Doomlink, and welcome back to the Doomlink's live stream. No, Doomlink's live hunts. Why do I keep going to say the Doomlink live stream series? I mean, what's that supposed to be? The Get a Load of Me stream series, you know, or live stream series, anyway. Usually it's like a live stream series of some kind, but this is Doomlink's live hunt, so yeah, it's not the Doomlink live stream series. There's a bit more to it than just me. There's a video game involved, you know. Anyway, this is the first time that I'm actually, let me just mention that I had a false start before because of a lot of background noise being present, and I didn't really want to deal with that. It would have ended up being the case where the first 5 minutes of the video would have been a background noise fest, so I wanted to avoid that, and I have now avoided that, fortunately. So, I don't really know what happens at that point. I think what ends up happening is a notification goes out to everyone that I've gone live, and then they go to that video, and then the video doesn't exist. What they do at that point, I do not know. Like, do they just go, "Oh, okay, I guess he's not streaming"? Or do they then take the extra step and check to make sure that, you know, I am not streaming, if they did think that to be the case? Or do they assume that I am actually streaming, YouTube fucked up, and they go and check my channel and find that I'm streaming? I don't know. But it's probably not very nice of me to imitate my viewers by going, but, you know, not all of my viewers are like that. Some might be. Not you. Anyway. It's not so much my viewers. I know my proper viewers aren't like that. Damn it, I'm just trying to get the fucking video up so I can see the chat. That's all I ask. But anyway, a few things to talk about before we get started here. This is the first time that I'm actually streaming from my home internet connection, which is pretty significant because before I was streaming on my phone internet connection, and which is perfectly fine, like it was functional, did the job. One of the problems was that whenever I got a call, I would have my connection dip to 0 because just getting a call does that, and that was really terrible. And also, I think maybe the upload was slightly slower, which is weird. I mean, I don't know if it was. Maybe I was just unfamiliar with the full potential of my upload speed on my phone, but I can say pretty comfortably that I will be able to stream very quickly, or with a very high bitrate is a better way to phrase that, on my home internet connection as far as I'm aware. So, like, I'm currently streaming at 8,000 kilobits per second, and it was my mistake. I thought it was kilobytes per second in my stupidity, but no, it was never kilobytes per second, it was kilobits per second, because I wanted to, you know, I was doing conversions like how many megabits in a kilobyte, and then I realized, wait, hold on, is that even right? And then I checked, and it's actually kilobits that they measure it in for the bit rate, so it makes sense to me. I just need to go and get my Twitch chat up and we will be good to go. Of course, I do a pop-out chat in my Twitch window because I don't monitor the Twitch stream or anything like that, but it's good to monitor the chat in case some guy does talk and then he will talk once, never talk again, and he will never watch your stuff again. So that's Twitch in a nutshell. Oh, Twitch, I don't love you. I was going to say love you sarcastically, and I can't even do that. But anyway, so that is one thing to mention. Another thing, and I'm going to pour a drink for this, I have Metaxa 12 star. Today is the 8th of February, 2020. The 2020 part isn't important. The 8th of February is a special day, or an important day, for a special lady in my life. I'm going to pour this. Both of us have an appreciation for spirits, to put it in those terms. Tursen Udrinmend. All of my love, eternally. Now, with that out of the way, let's actually hunt something. Hey, Ethan. You're actually tuning in. It's good to see you. Ethan and I have been playing a lot of Portable Third recently, and one thing to mention is that Portable Third is not something that I'm really going to live stream often, because the problem is that I'm never confident in whether or not I can get consistent hunts with a group of people. But maybe, Ethan, we could do a live hunts in Portable Third at some time together. Like, that's definitely something that's on the table, so we'll see how that goes. I'm going to search hubs, which is what I normally do. No events. Hypergore Farm. Charm Farm. We could do Elantrion, but haven't I done an Elantrion somewhat recently? I think so. Okay, how about Savage Joe? No, I think I've done one of those recently as well. Zongoren! Okay. Thanks for letting me know. We could do... How about this? This is assuming that the slot hasn't been taken. We'll start off with a Brachydios farm. I'll probably do 2. And then we will, at that point, continue with something else. The reason why I want to do that, even though I have done Brachydios... Oh, you fucking arsehole. You know, you're really going to waste the time doing this quest. Look, they departed 10 seconds ago. 2 Blade Masters. Yeah, these guys are... To say that they're optimized would be a gross lie, actually. Am I on the right side of the screen? Like, I mean, I am on the right side of the screen, but am I on the correct side of the screen? I don't think so. I think I'm supposed to be on the other side. So let's go do that. We'll make a change. Flip horizontally. And just like that, I'm on the other side. I think it's better to do that for Monster Hunter. I'm pretty positive, actually. Search hubs. It's not looking good so far. Oh, Charm Farm. I'm not going to wait with you. Oh, Dread Queen. I think we've done Dread Queen before, but I'm going to do it again because I don't really want to spend too much time looking for hunts, if you understand. I want to get moving on that. Because I know the faster that you can get in a hunt, the easier it will be for people to stick around in your live stream. It's G2. Rightio. What is Dread Queen weak to? Is it... Why do I keep... Well, I know why I keep pressing square to enter. What do you mean square, Doomlink? I use a PS4 controller on the Switch. Sorry. I'm not going to say... What even is it? X? I don't know. No, I don't even think it's X. What is it? Y. Y. I've been pressing Y instead of... Oh, it's blowing my mind. I've been pressing Y instead of A. There you go. Now, we'll probably go Great Sword. I'm feeling Great Sword because I am not confident in my... Did I actually... Yeah, let's stick with this. Hey, Milkshake, welcome. Because I'm not confident in the ideal element, I'm just going to go with Raw. It's a safe guess that I'm going to be effective when using a Raw weapon. And... No, we don't need to use a voucher. I think we'll be alright. What we got? We do want fire... Or, yeah, fire defense will do. Exchanger. That's nice. We'll be able to get to 400 in this video, which is exciting, sort of. I would have gotten to 400 a very long time ago, I can tell you that much, but I have not been playing this game recently. I have mentioned this before, but the only times that I actually play this game are when I'm recording it, which is every now and again. What is that? There is something just, like, sort of in the screen. Like, what is that? What is that? Oh, it's my fucking lamp. Get out of there. Fucking stupid thing. Okay. Are we good to go? I think we're good to go. Okay. So I'm on the correct side of the screen now, which is a good thing. You just got off from playing Generations? I hope you mean Generations Ultimate. Different game. Generations is a waste of time. But, yeah, what are we hunting again? We're hunting something. Damn it. If I can fucking remember. Dread Queen. Where do you start again? I think she starts in that, I don't even know how to describe it, to be honest. I think I'm going the right way. So if I go through the cold area, should be able to get to where I want to be. This is assuming that I'm correct about the starting area, so it should be just through here. I don't know the area numbers to this map, even though I've been playing on this map for a decade. And, yeah. But we'll get there, don't worry about it. We'll get there. Somehow. Somehow. No, I'm not going to drink a hot drink. That would be a waste of time. I was correct. I'm going to paintball because I don't know the rotation of this monster, so I'm going to help myself out. Get ready to die. I was going to say Mr. and then I realised... no, actually, not Mr. Mrs. Get ready to die, woman. Alrighty. Oh, I'm supposed to have my Twitch chat up. Sorry. Someone in Twitch says, hello, not, you know, hello with a W instead of an E. I haven't seen that one before. What armor you have? Question mark, question mark. Well, since I don't know when you said that, I don't know how to answer you. My current armor set is a mixed armor set that is, I believe, a sharpness +1 high-grade earplugs greatsword set. Let's check the skills now. Yes, it is sharpness +2, not sharpness +1. I'm used to saying sharpness +1 because, of course, for the longest time you could only get sharpness +1, but indeed, starting in Generations, or rather Generations, I was about to say Generations Ultimate. In Generations, you were able to get sharpness +2, I'm pretty sure. Maybe I'm actually talking out of my ass. Maybe it was a Generations Ultimate thing. Because I did not really pay attention at all to what was going on in Generations, it can be hard at times for me to determine what was in that game versus what was in this game for the first time. So, yeah, maybe someone else can help me with that. Was sharpness +2 in Generations? Oh dear, I can see you're doing something. Hello, KJHXH. How am I even supposed to refer to you? Guy with lots of consonants in his name. Okay, that can be your new name, how about that? I feel quite plagued by that. Everyone that I seem to refer to in my YouTube chat has a name that is just weird. Like, you've got Mistake Number 7, Milkshake, Max the Hunter, you know, like, and then... So, anyone who happens to... KJ, okay, I'll call you KJ, sounds good. I was actually going for... But, yeah, that's fine too. Can you leave me alone, Gendron, please? KJ. Oh yeah, and no more inner demons, like... That's awkward, and that's an awkward name to say. But anyway, he hasn't been watching my videos lately, because I didn't go live for a period of time. And he said, when you going live? And I responded to him like a few days later. I said, ha, I'm going to be going live a lot this week, my friend. Didn't watch any of them. So, what can I say? That's alright. He usually, he was a, what's the word? Lurker, there you go. The word came to me. It came to me in a waking dream. Such is reality, a waking dream, for all of us. I don't know what I'm saying at this point. Oh, Shirugi, the guy in the Twitch chat, we'll call him that, because none of you can see that unless you're in the Twitch chat yourself. He's still here, I was shocked, you know. Generally, if I don't respond to people in Twitch, immediately they're gone. So, and I mean immediately, like, you think Generations Ultimate people are impatient in-game? Well, they are, but compared to Twitch viewers, Jesus. At least the guys in Generations Ultimate give you 2 minutes to get ready for a quest before they either kick you or leave. The Twitch viewers give you about 30 seconds. I love Twitch. Anyway. I've not been extremely, what's the word, skillful with my play against this Raytheon. I've been playing entirely subconsciously, and I know that I have been playing reservedly, or conservatively, whatever word is more appropriate. I suppose both work, but the idea is that I've not been, you know, getting in there and doing the damage. I know that much to be the case. Let's do a Moonbreaker. Did not get a mount, but that's alright. Of course, the Toyohisa sword is one of my favourite greatswords because it does have that sort of old school longsword look, despite it being a greatsword. And I think that's really cool. Because what I really like about it, and I've mentioned this before, I'm not going to go deeply into this because I have mentioned it in a somewhat recent Life Hunts video, but it makes the longsword design look very heavy. It's like it's a very, very heavy katana. Because, of course, the greatsword weapon type is a much slower moving weapon type. I will assist in this mount, sort of. Alright, let's aim for the head, even though I'm going to get launched probably. Hey, nice work. Let's go get a full charge off on the head so that I can actually do something in terms of damage. I did not realise we were fighting more than one There you go, I just learnt something. Okay. Don't need a crouch carve in this game. I feel like... how do I say this? It feels like something's not right when I don't crouch carve. It's almost as if the game's doing the work, you know? Which is probably a stupid way to look at it, but anyway. I am in a weird position. Yeah, that's better. I don't want to be too tucked into the corner, you know? Why would I want that? By the way, I don't have too much natural light at the moment because it has been raining a lot in Sydney lately, over the last 2 days, and it's supposed to continue for another week almost from now. So yeah, natural lighting is not going to be much of a thing, but I'm going to try and ensure that it remains at least somewhat okay. So we'll see how that goes. Hoping the stream has been nice and smooth so far. One thing to mention about my home internet is that it is not as stable as my phone connection. So yeah, sometimes my home internet just cuts out. That's it, sorry I bumped my mic. But yeah, sometimes it just completely cuts out, and that's obviously an issue when you're trying to live stream. So hopefully that doesn't happen while I am going live. We'll have to see what happens. Fortunately, I'm still able to connect to these guys smoothly, even though I'm live streaming, because I'm actually only streaming at about, well, actually less than half of my streaming capacity at this time. I'm streaming at 8,000 kilobits per second, and I can stream probably as high as 18. So, yeah, that is pretty cool. I think the best thing about having this good upload speed at the moment is being able to smoothly, how do I say this, stream 60 FPS content at 1080p. Because before, you know, previously I was doing 5,000 kilobits per second for 1080p streams, but 5,000 just doesn't really cut it when you're at 60 FPS. So in other words, when I'm recording a PC game like the original Dark Souls, which I'm currently doing a live stream series of. So, yeah. Now I am not going to have that issue. Like, it looks fine normally, but once there's a bit of motion, it starts to get a bit ugly, you know. You were playing Monster Hunter Online 2 years ago? I wasn't. I was playing it about a year and a half ago. Something like that. But, yeah. Rest in peace, Monster Hunter Online. A decent Monster Hunter game, but not one that I was willing to put much time into for various reasons. One reason was also the fact that I was putting time into this game, to be honest, because I neglected playing this game for... Well, I played it a bit for the first few months of it coming out, and then I didn't touch it for maybe 4 or 5 months after that. So, I really needed to get back into it last year, around mid last year, and of course it was mentioned in April of last year that Monster Hunter Online was going down. So, yeah, pretty much, I think it was between July and October that I was playing this game a lot. I got from maybe Hunter rank 120 to, I knew I was going to get hit by that. I went from like Hunter rank 120 to, oh, I can't fucking skip the thing, because again, in every single game, it's a different fucking button to skip the fucking death animation. Why does Capcom have to be so annoying with that? Just have it be a consistent button, please. I'm fucking begging you. Anyway, what I was saying was that I think I got from Hunter rank 120 to around Hunter rank 380, so in a period of about 3 months. So I played the game a lot, basically. And that was one of the reasons why I didn't really touch Monster Hunter Online at that time, because that was supposed to be the period of time in which I would put some effort into getting to the end game of Monster Hunter Online, but I did not do that, because I was too focused on Generations Ultimate. And I realised that between the two games it was most important that I focus on Monster Hunter Online, because Monster Hunter Online was not going to exist for much longer, whereas I had plenty of time to work on Generations Ultimate. The game is probably going to be available to play until 2025 or later. I don't really know. If 3 Ultimate is anything to go by, it may very well be up until 2030, you don't know. But the reality is that I just was not driven at all to play Monster Hunter Online. It's an alright game, but I'm not that into it, or wasn't that into it. It's past tense at this point. But anyway. Again, not bad, but Why did I sell that? That would have been good to meld. If you can have any monster as a pet, what will it be? Ooh. Are we counting small monsters, or do they have to be large monsters? I would say it would have to be between a Poogie and a Moofa, to be honest. And I'm not saying that because I understand that the hunters themselves have their pets, which are generally either Poogies or Moofa, depending on the game. I'm saying that because they're fucking cute, and I'd want a cute creature, but I guess you can't really call a Poogie a monster, can you? I guess you can maybe get off calling a Moofa a monster, but elders, so any is fine. Okay, so assuming that it's not going to, like, assuming that Moofa and Poogie aren't going to cut it. Oh dear, actually no, let's leave. We don't want to do this repeatedly. Let me think. What would be a good monster for me? Pet in the sense that it's going to be like a leisure pet, or something like Monster Hunter Stories, where I'm going to ride the thing into battle. Those are two different cases again. Yeah, Poogie's great. Poogie is the way. Well, I wouldn't want something too big if it's a leisure pet. It needs to fit in my home to start with, so maybe a smaller monster. I like owls, so maybe, what's his face, Malfestio. I like Malfestio. He's cool. You know, a lot of people aren't into Malfestio. I think I had a guy who was in my previous Live Hunts stream going on about how boring Malfestio was, and I'm like, what the fuck do you want? Like, it's an owl. We haven't had an owl monster in the entire series. You get an owl monster, he has his own unique status, and it's like, oh, he's not very interesting. It's like, oh, fuck off. Seriously, some people are so miserable. I'm sorry, like... Anyway. Oh, he's not interesting. Fucking hell. But yeah, I like Malfestio, he's cool. A baby Dalamador. I like snakes as well. Snakes are pretty cool. But I wouldn't want a Najarala. So, I guess he's sort of like a bird snake, but... Yeah, a baby... Specifically a baby Dalamador. A full-sized one would just not work. That's not a pet at that point. You are its pet. Deviant turns. Let's go. Let's hunt with this guy. He's probably stuck in Shanghai. Can't leave the country. Has to play some Monster Hunter. What am I saying? Oh. I'm suddenly the only one here, and I'm the host of the room. That did not eventuate as I was planning for it to. So let's say that for a pet I would go for a Malfestio, and for something that I would ride into battle, it would probably be a fucking Deviljho. I mean, you can't beat Deviljho. Some people aren't that into Deviljho, but anyone who was a tri-player knows what's up with Deviljho. He's a fucking king. Deviljho is amazing. Because the fear that he would instill in you as a tri-player, entering high rank for the first time, and you're just casually going around, feeling your way through high rank for the first time, and this guy fucking digs up out of the ground, and you're like, what is this unique theme? And then he kills you by jumping on you and eating you, and you're like, whoa, because he kills you in 2 bites, and yeah, it's nuts. I mean, some people experience their first Joe in a slightly less exciting way. Slightly less. It's still exciting. Kurapeko would call him. And that was pretty cool. But yeah. I love the Big Pickle. He's cool. Come turn. Okay. They're high hunter ranks, so we might have some good hunts available. In terms of how long I'm going to be streaming for, probably for about an hour and 40, something like that. Swallowed too much there. There are certain ways that you swallow spirits, and that was not the way to do it right there. Ugh. I did down a triple shot once. A triple shot of grouse in the Isle of Man. It was, we were waiting for the bus, and I thought, oh, I'll go get some whiskey to pass the time. And then I got my whiskey. It was a triple shot in a brandy glass. So it was basically full. And I looked out the window, And there was the fucking bus. I'm like, oh, you've got to be kidding me. So, whoop, down the whole thing and ran out the door. Needless to say, I was like, whoa. But that was good. And for those of you who were saying, oh, you're a lightweight, Doomlink, shut up. Whiskey is for enjoying, not for gulping down like a fucking frog. What are you saying? You said something. Hi. Hello. Duluth. Unfortunately, I can't say anything to you, so... I don't know if these guys are just going to stand around or what. This guy's also stuck in Shanghai. Critical Eye +2, status crit, mounting master, Dread Queen's... Oh, right, I was going to say, you've got an unusable skill, mate, and then I used my eyes and saw that he had Dread Queen Soul X. D-Queen. She is the D-Queen, I can tell you that much. You can give me a challenge, Yokai Kid, in the Twitch chat, but whether or not I take you up on your challenge is another matter, but feel free to pose it to me. Hopefully I responded to you fast enough. I think it was under 30 seconds. May have already left. We'll have to say slave driver. Is that because he didn't have the characters to fit the whole word in? I'm gonna guess so. Slave driver. Haven't seen that before. To slay a legend, Ingle Isle. So that's Crimson then. Okay, I'm down for some Crimson Fatalis. No, you've already lost it, Yokai Kid. He's telling it to me in parts. He started with Lance Valor. No. I only play guild, sorry. Oh dear. Would I have a Rajang as a companion? No. He'd fucking electrocute me. If we had an agreement that he would not electrify himself, maybe. But the problem is I'm not into monkeys, and he is a fucking monkey. He's a monkey and a half, that guy. How's the lighting? I'm getting less and less natural light outside because the rain is well and truly rolling in, you know. So what are we fighting? Why do I have such a horrendous memory when it comes to what I'm fighting? It's Crimson Fatalis, so we want to go with Dragon. At least I think it's still Dragon in this game. It should be. So let's use a different weapon type. We'll go Dual Blades. How about that? Dual Blades. Here is my Dual Blade set. We will go with Dragon. I believe I have Devil Joe in this game for my Dragon Dual Blades. Same as Portable Third. Nero's Wrath. He is a Saiyan. Yeah, Yokai Kid, I haven't really delved into the styles yet. I did try Adept quite a bit in Generations, but, you know, Generations, or rather, Adept is just the win button. It's not very exciting. I mean, Valor is just as bad, to be honest. But, yeah, not my thing, to be honest. Let's say to be honest a few more times. But yeah, like, I would prefer to... The way that I treat Generations Ultimate is, it's an opportunity for me to continue my 4 Ultimate experience, right? If I continue to play Guild, I don't have to worry about learning anything new. All I wanted was Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate, the sequel. That's really what I needed. But without the Guild quests would be nice, and fortunately that is exactly what happened. I had Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate, the sequel, without Guild quests, if I chose not to engage with the styles and all of that. I do have Hunter Arts, but I don't mind using Hunter Arts because they're quick and easy, just a thing that I can do to spice up the gameplay a little bit, but styles are a little bit too much spice for me. It fundamentally changes how I use the weapon. That's one thing that really bothers me about a lot of styles, is the fact that what I know that I can do with weapons, I can't do with certain styles, and that's just not acceptable to me. I go back and play all of the old Monster Hunter games, and if I start getting used to how this game plays in terms of doing different styles, it's going to mess up my, I was going to say cognitive reliance on myself, which is probably the most messy phrase I could have possibly spoken, but the idea is that maybe my here we go, we're going to make this real simple. My muscle memory will be affected. So... But yeah, I'm always going back to the older Monster Hunter games, so I try to not get too used to how things are in the newer games, you know. When did I start playing Monster Hunter? I started in 2nd generation with Monster Hunter Freedom Unite. I was going to start with Freedom 2, but around the time that I was thinking of picking up Freedom 2, I saw that Freedom Unite was soon to come out in English, so I waited for Freedom Unite and got it pretty much new. So that was my first experience in Monster Hunter. It was a really rough experience, obviously, because if you think 3rd generation didn't hold your hand, try 1st and 2nd. 1st and 2nd was like, hey, have fun, mate. If you can work it out, good job. That was old Monster Hunter, and I appreciated that. I'm really glad that I started in Freedom Unite because it allows me to enjoy Freedom Unite entirely, because a lot of Freedom Unite, I can look back and say, hey, Freedom Unite was pretty janky. But it's amazing compared to 1st generation. That's obvious, because I played 1st generation kind of early on as well, so I was able to get a feel for how old Monster Hunter was, and therefore I could get a feel for how Freedom Unite was, comparatively speaking. Because a lot of people who look at Freedom Unite go, wow, this game is a mess. Everything, all the weapon types feel very bland and basic. The weapon, or rather the monster hitboxes are terrible. Things like that. But for me, it's kind of normal. It's just Freedom Unite to me, and I can immediately adapt to that because that was my first experience, and I'm really glad that I was given the opportunity to play that first, because I can now enjoy that game. Not everyone can enjoy that game. It's a little bit too much. You know what I wish that I could enjoy, along the same line of logic? 1st generation. I can't enjoy 1st generation because to me, it's too janky. What I had established as the norm when I was first starting in Monster Hunter was Freedom Unite. Late 2nd gen. In fact, as late as it gets when it comes to 2nd gen. So when I go to 1st gen, I'm left going, what the fuck is this garbage? And it's a fact. The 1st generation is a complete mess. But I wish that I could enjoy it more. I would love that. Because it's... oh god, I'm going to get affected by that. Fortunately not, flinched him out of it. Yeah, I mean, Phantom, there are always exceptions, but some people really can't. Some people can't hack it, you know. They can't handle old Monster Hunter. For me, old Monster Hunter is, well, it depends on the context. Sometimes I refer to 3rd gen as old Monster Hunter. I would like not to have to do that, but the reality is that 3rd gen's been left behind a little bit, so 3rd gen's still kind of old Monster Hunter. But when I say old Monster Hunter, I really mean 1st and 2nd gen. I was walking away very early on so that I could avoid that. I was busy drinking, so... but yeah. Oh, that is a scary question. Ace Gold, the champion, in Twitch chat. My favourite Monster Hunter game is 3 Ultimate. The reason why is because it is Tri with more content, and it's a stationary console Monster Hunter game. It still has the online servers up, which isn't necessarily important, but it does have integrated online, whereas Portable Third does not. Tri was my favourite Monster Hunter experience, but I'm not going to go so far as to say that it's my favourite Monster Hunter game, because the reality is it had limited content. There were some great things about Tri. It established a lot of the norms going forward in English translated G-rank games, because previously you had a translation team that were doing translations like Heavenly Scale instead of Mantle, and 3 Ultimate was the first time that we had those G-rank translations. But as well as that, Tri was the first game that really brought those models forward, and also it brought the real online concepts of Monster Hunter onto the table, like removing the Hunter rank cap and allowing you to get to Hunter rank 999. That was a Tri thing. Like, that's really amazing. Well, it's not that amazing, but the idea is that it was the first Monster Hunter game that allowed you to do that, so it was quite relevant in my opinion. I think Tri was a great game. I'm not going to knock it. I think all of the 3rd gen games are amazing, but Tri, I would say, is the weakest because of how little content that it has, but I'm not going to hold that against it, you know. The reality is it made up for it with the online system, the online community as well, which isn't necessarily a virtue of Monster Hunter Tri in and of itself, because the community is dictated, I suppose, in part by the game, but more than anything else it's dictated by chance and by who happens to pick up the game. And the vast majority of people who played Tri online, who had the privilege to play it online before it disappeared forever, all agree, whether they were on the European or US servers, I was on the European servers, that the Tri online experience was unparalleled. It really was. It was amazing because of the community. The communities were amazing, and I just got killed. And I knew that was coming, but I was stuck in a fucking combo. So, in the end, I would say 3 Ultimate because it's Tri, but a little bit better. Like, it's objectively better than Tri. But, for example, it doesn't look as good because it was a port. But for me, I think the gameplay experience is more important than how it looks. It doesn't look so much worse, so... yeah, 3 Ultimate for me is the game. As well as that, 3rd generation is it's the true polished expression of traditional Monster Hunter, because 1st and 2nd gen could not be that different to 1st generation, because 1st generation had so much wrong with it. 1st generation was a complete mess. 2nd generation, while being a complete mess in the perspective, or from the perspective of the people who started in maybe 4th gen, it was so much better than 1st gen in terms of how it was polished that, for me, it's perfectly fine. And it was a sensible evolution for me. So, and even within 2nd gen, they had a lot of innovation. Like from 2 DOS to Freedom 2, there was a lot going on in terms of polishing things. Hello? That's not a good start. Okay, sorry for double carding, guys. That was not what I was going for. I think you guys saw that, and that's Fatalis in a nutshell. You're sort of standing away from him, and he still kills you. And that's definitely not what I was wanting. But anyway, also very hot in my room right now. It may be threatening rain, but it is fucking humid here. It's like I'm in Southeast Asia. But anyway, what was I trying to say? Yeah, so 3rd generation was the first opportunity for Capcom to really truly polish the traditional... oh, well, thank God for fucking insurance. Yeah, let's not fail this, guys. I'm gonna actually focus on my hunting here. I've been monologuing a lot. But yeah, Tri being the first 3rd gen game I can comfortably say Tri. But 3rd gen was the first opportunity for Capcom to really move forward with the traditional Monster Hunter concept, polishing it to pretty much perfection. I would say that 3rd gen is that sweet spot in the middle of the series where they got it right. But they couldn't stick with that forever, obviously. You have game designers who want to evolve, they want to try new things, they want to do something different. So it is inevitable that it will not be 3rd gen forever. But I think that, again, you generally find a sweet spot, and 3rd gen is that sweet spot. It just had this perfect balance of rigid combat and the smoothness that 1st and 2nd gen did not have. So, because for me, rigid combat, you can't just have 3 generations of a game series with rigid combat and then change it to non-rigid. A minute of silence. Not actually a minute, because you guys will get bored, but what the fuck? I think the monologue was the culprit, and I do thank you for that. Someone who gives me the benefit of the doubt. And I'd say definitely the monologue was part of it. I was sort of focusing on what I was saying and not what I was doing. I apologise to my team for dying shamelessly 3 times. Well, not shamelessly, I am quite ashamed by it, but, you know, you'd think on the final death I would have put a little bit more effort into it, but no. But yeah, anyway, 3rd gen for me is just the sweet spot in Monster Hunter, and for that reason, Generations Ultimate being the game with the most content in 3rd gen, and being the closest to Tri, which was my favourite Monster Hunter experience, it has to be 3 Ultimate. My least favourite game I will not discuss, because that is Monster Hunter World, and I don't discuss that game. Because I get very emotional about it, because I want to love that game, and not only do I not love it, I wish that it didn't exist. So, therefore, I won't discuss it. So that's what I meant when I said that that's a dangerous question. It wasn't a dangerous question in that I was going to monologue forever and die 3 times to a Crimson Fatalis, which is a little dangerous. It's more dangerous because my least favourite game is World, and everyone loves World. Everyone is just ejaculating in their pants endlessly over World, including Iceborne, even though it is objectively inferior to the original Monster Hunter World. But what can you do? That's all I'm going to say about World. I did hit the dodge button. Hey, everyone is supporting me, and I thank you guys for being so supportive. Atulkar, not a fucking chance. I have fought enough Atulkar. Seregios, Chameleos. Hey, Chameleos sounds like a good... Really? Okay. Turns. Drill task. Hey, I haven't done a fucking drill task in a while. I've probably only done 2 drill tasks in my experience playing this game. But yeah, I love good questions that get me on monologues, even if I die 3 times to a Fatalis. You know, the gameplay exists as entertainment. If I die like a fucking idiot, that's more entertaining, and that's what we're looking for, right? I'm not here to prove a point. I'm not a fucking speedrunner, and I'm not some pro Monster Hunter player. I'm pretty casual. I consider myself better than the average person, because I've just played the game for so long. But there are definitely times where I demonstrate extreme stupidity when I'm playing. Like any person who stops paying attention. Monster Hunter is a game that will punish you if you just stop paying attention entirely. Anyway, drill task. What is he weak to? Do I have drill task materials? Because what I generally do if I don't know the weakness of a monster is that I will check their armor pieces. Generally that can tell you. Drill task. Oh, bastards. I don't have drill task materials, which would suggest to me that I've not actually fought him in this game. I don't know what he's weak to. We're going to go raw damage. How about that? We will maybe go with a normal gun set. How about that? Heavy normal will do the job. Working on a sleep bomb build in Generations 4. I'm guessing you mean Gen Ultimate. Unless you're working on one in Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate. I would like to play more 4 Ultimate actually, but I have since shifted it over into emulated, carrying all of my saves over, and the problem there is that not many people are playing that game. It's rough to emulate it, requires a lot of... What, does he even... Okay, let's just go fire, that's fine. But yeah, it's very... PC heavy, very, I'm not finding the words to describe this. It is taxing on the computer to run Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate emulated, so for that reason a lot of people are not playing it, and that's sad and annoying, but I can't control that, so I will bring combination materials because I don't trust this team. I should, because they have good hunter ranks, but I don't trust them. Let's have a look. Needleberries. Where art thou, Needleberries? There you are. Raw is a good place to start. Because, I mean, generally, Raw is, if you've got a really well-optimized Raw set, it's going to be better than anything Elemental-based anyway, unless you've got a monster that is particularly weak to Element. But, even then, maybe Raw can still beat it out. I don't really focus too much on the mathematics of Monster Hunter, because that's not what I'm here for. I'm here for just the fun of hunting monsters and making different armor sets and trying to be somewhat effective. You know, my aim is to be effective, but not to be meta. I think people who get into the mathematics of the game are the people who are aiming for the metagame, and I don't aim for the metagame, because the metagame is boring, because you become extremely limited in what you can do. What are we hunting? Drill task. I don't know where he starts. Let's guess that he where would he start? He's not going to start in the Zamtrios area. Maybe he will. Let's check. The funniest KO I've ever done on a monster that I still remember. I have done some funny KOs, but I can't remember them. Damn it, he's in that area. Shit, it's probably faster to go this way. Funny KOs. I have done some funny KOs, but none that would be a good story to tell. I've done some funny shield bash KOs, like just ones out of nowhere, like, shit, hit the wrong button. Yeah, like situations where you didn't mean to do a shield bash, and with a sword and shield, and you still KO'd the monster, and his head came out of nowhere, and you're like, so not only did I not mean to do that attack, but his head just came out of nowhere. I wasn't even attacking his head. I think that's happened to me twice in the time that I've played Monster Hunter. But again, not really great story material. Gonna aim for that. Ah, that is blocking my attack, I think. That's gunpowder infusion. Very useful with normal, of course. I don't know if his tail is a good shot zone. If I could actually aim it correctly, that would be a great start. Oh, let's go for that head. That is if I don't have any blocking or body blocking issues with my teammates. Drill Tusk is weird because he does not really look different from Tetsukabra, like the regular one. Because with Deviants, for me, it's better if they look really different. Because otherwise, what's the point of having a Deviant, right? Because they're supposed to be superior versions to subspecies. They're not superior in that they have a stupid quest system attached to them, but in terms of the hunting experience... Wait, is this a high rank quest? If not, then that's good, but I just want to make sure. Quest info. Okay, it's not good. But yeah, this guy is not very different to regular Tetsukabra. He has the same coloration. Like, what is there to say? He's not quite... what's the subspecies from 4? I've forgotten it now. He was sort of greenish, and he was lava-based, or fire-based. He was in the volcanic area of 4 Ultimate. I've forgotten his name now. Oh, Tetsukabra. Leave me alone. Of course, his attacks are completely different. He does different things with his rock. In this case, ice block. No, don't shoot at the floor, please. Void Piercer, I still don't know if it's decent. Like, Void Piercer confuses me. I have to go very close to the monster to do anything with it. And I don't know if it does decent damage. I'm pretty sure that, if anything, it's good for cutting, and that's probably it. I don't know if it has good damage values or what. I only have Void Piercer 2, so that's probably not a good start. Maybe Void Piercer 3 gives you better range. I don't know, but yeah. Brachydios is a good time. I like that guy. He was the originator of Blast status, for those who are not aware. Because I think Phantom Fox is more of a world player. Originally, Blast status was called Slime. And that was exclusively Brachydios' status. And when it was first introduced, which was in 3 Ultimate, it was broken as hell. It was essentially the meta, like you would just run slime weapons and kill everything. So, I try not to use slime weapons too much, but sometimes it was helpful to do that. And because I don't use slime weapons so often, in 3 Ultimate it can be an interesting point of variation in my gameplay, so I do use slime weapons from time to time, despite how broken they are. You just blew my mind. I'm more of a Monster Hunter Stories player on Android. Next you're going to tell me that you are a founding hunter of Monster Hunter Massive Hunt. Or Massive Hunting, sorry. Massive Hunt. Monster Hunter Massive Hunting. That is a game. It's massive. I really am well and truly out of Metaxa. She is empty, and that is a sad time. So I think we're still streaming nice and smoothly. I'm so happy that I can just stream from my home internet now, and at an even faster speed than before. It's really good. Yeah, Monster Hunter Massive Hunting was a good joke back in the day because When Massive Hunting came out, it was at a time when Capcom was saying the same thing over and over and over again. Monster Hunter fans in the West have much to look forward to. This was around 2011, and we were not optimistic when they were saying things like that. You know, we had Portable Third, which never came out in the West. We knew at that time that it was never coming out in the West, and Portable Third had a lot of love, and we're thinking, shit, is Capcom going to abandon the West? Because the West was never anywhere near as popular. Or rather, Monster Hunter was never nearly as popular in the West as it was in Japan, so we always thought that Capcom would abandon the West. And then, in the midst of them saying things like, Monster Hunter fans have much to look forward to in the West, they come out with this fucking game called Monster Hunter Massive Hunting. And it was so bad. Like, this was what's the word? What's the antonym to predecessor? My head has just disappeared. It came after dynamic hunting. You know, this was not a precursor to dynamic hunting. This thing looked like shit, and it came after dynamic hunting, and we're all just like, what are you doing, Capcom? Stop. So, yeah, it was pretty funny. What would I want from the next Monster Hunter title? I would like something... Look, what I can tell you about the next Monster Hunter title, and I have completely lost interest in Alpha Team, which is behind World. I don't care about them. They can do whatever they want. They can make their own new Monster Hunter series. That's fine. They can do that. And they can run away with the money laughing as they destroy it. But Portable Team, Beta Team, I still have faith in those guys. And I know that they are going to appeal to the Japanese players. Because one thing to mention is that, and I've talked about this before, I'm going to try and keep this brief because I don't want to be, you know, rehashing the same information. But the Japanese players are fucking sick of World because they have a more informed perspective. Iceborne did not do well in Japan, and there's a reason. It's because it sucks. That is a Hunter Rank 8 quest. God damn you. I don't want to do that, but I guess we will have to, because it is turns. But yeah, so Monster Hunter Iceborne, Monster Hunter World Iceborne, did not do well in Japan, and the reason why is because they are starting to get sick of the new Monster Hunter. They want something a little bit more traditional. So that may very well influence Alpha Team's direction. Will they go in a Frontier-esque direction, which is Ultra Anime, which would be the natural progression from Generations Ultimate, in my opinion? Or will they go backwards a little bit, bringing things from older generations, even more so than Generations Ultimate, in more of a gameplay sense rather than a story sense, while also having certain improvements from Generations Ultimate present? We'll have to see. What I hope is the latter, for obvious reasons. Because I wanted to play Frontier for the longest time, and then I actually looked at Frontier, because I hadn't looked at Frontier for maybe 7 or 8 years, and I looked at it and I'm like, what is this? Because I realised that the last time that I looked at Frontier was in the second gen days, when it was playing like a second gen game. And then I looked at it in like maybe 2018 for the first time since then, and I was like, this isn't Monster Hunter. There are people running around with their weapons out. Like, spare me this shit. So, yeah. I'm not really wanting a Frontier-esque Monster Hunter in the mainline series to come after or to succeed Generations Ultimate, but if that's what they end up doing, then I'll play it. Let's go Hammer. What are we hunting? What's his face? Teostra. Teo Teskotoru. Let's go and ready up. Actually, no, we need to eat first. Come on. Okay, for a second I thought my internet was wigging out, which of course would then affect the live stream. Fortunately not. No, it seems fine. My upload speed was dropping back a little bit, or rather my stream connection was dropping back by about 600 or so kilobits. Not that that matters so much. Let's go with attack. We're not going to need as much defense here because this is a high rank elder. But again, high rank elders do have a lot of defense. And, well, a lot of health and a lot of damage, even having said that. So, yeah. Let's put away this stuff. One thing that bothers me in this game is that they don't have different pouches for Gunner and Blade Master. I can't remember if they did that in 4 Ultimate, but definitely that was a good thing that was in 3rd Gen. I like that a lot. What the fuck is this palico that this guy has? What is that? It looks like a Blangonga or something. Based on the horns at the front. I don't know, it's terrible, whatever it is. You're in a Monster Hunter History class, yeah. Well, we could do that if you want. There was a video that really pissed me off. You know, people who know about the history of Monster Hunter versus people who don't. The people who know the history generally get a little bit more annoyed because there was a video that was like the evolution of Monster Hunter 2004 to 2018, I think it said. And it had a fucking picture of the bow weapon type. I'm like, there was no bow in 2004, mate. The bow didn't exist until Monster Hunter 2 DOS, which was a late 2005 game. Came not long after Monster Hunter G, I think. I'm like, Christ, mate. Oh, 2004. It's like, you either write 2004 or you don't. Bow wasn't in original Monster Hunter. As in the first game. Let me show you. This one. Actually, it's backwards. Shit. This is the... Sorry that it's backwards, but this is the original Monster Hunter game. Sorry. I love how it says... you can't see this, but it says, with net play. Not since 2008. Which is a sad thing. But anyway. I'm being really slow right now. I'm not going the fast way to get to Teostra, but that's alright. Yep, Monster Hunter on the stationary consoles was on PS2 for the entirety of 1st and 2nd generation. All the other games that were in 1st and 2nd gen were on the PSP. There were only 3 games that were on the PS2. In 1st and 2nd gen you had Monster Hunter 1, Monster Hunter G, and of course Monster Hunter G was the original G rank game. Where does G rank come from? Monster Hunter G. And then you had... Monster Hunter G was pretty much the same shit as Monster Hunter 1, to be honest. It was very similar. Japanese received the dual blades for the first time. And that was a weird thing with Monster Hunter 1. The Japanese didn't get the dual blades in Monster Hunter 1, but the West did get dual blades. Because I think they ended up getting Monster Hunter 1 maybe 7 months or so after the Japanese. So they were already working on G at that time. So they just... It was very nice of them to do that. They gave us dual blades, and I think the reason why was because they had no intention, even at that time, of bringing Monster Hunter G to the West. So they said, hey, the English players can get the dual blades, how about that? Which was very nice of them to do. But yeah. Oh dear. Dolk is dead. Okay, I'm using the hammer, that means I have to actually pay attention to what I'm doing, because I need to hit the head somewhat consistently. Damn it, he went straight into a charge. Also, Teostra was the final elder of... Well, not the final elder necessarily, but he was one of the flagship elders of Monster Hunter 2 DOS. The actual flagship monster of 2 DOS was Kushala Daora. Or Kushala Daora. Teo Teskatoru Kushala Daora. And yeah, they were the 2 elders of 2 DOS. One of my favourite cinematics in the Monster Hunter series is when the hunters are... Oh dear. Is when the hunters are taking on... Or they're running through the forest and they are being chased by a Kushala Daora, and this cinematic dates back to 2005, and is really good. And the Kushala Daora jumps ahead of them and stops, and the rain starts to come down really, really heavily, and the hunters look up, and Daora is in front of them, and he is just staring daggers into them. And the thunder is going, and the rain is pouring, and he's just fucking staring at the hunters as the wind starts to pick up, and that was a really emotive introduction for that monster. One of the best in the series, for sure. He ends up being not one of the best elders in the series. He's one of my least favourite, actually. But that was a very cool introduction for that monster. I really need to start working on the head. Yeah, all the cinematics of traditional Monster Hunter, in my opinion, hold up because they had more budget in them. It wasn't stuff that you could interact with on a gameplay level, so it looked better. It was something that had been animated. It didn't have to be rendered in real time, so it was just better. Like, for example, the Monster Hunter 3 Try ecology videos, wow. They looked fucking incredible. Sorry, Lang, I'm really sorry. But yeah, the Monster Hunter 3 Try ecology videos were incredible. It showed you what they really could have done with Try had they had the computing technology of today, as opposed to the computing technology of 2009. So, yeah. Whoa. Head. Got a spinning meteor. Impact press may help me, or it may not. Can you turn to face me, please? Yes, good boy. But I was a bit late. Need to work on my positioning. Similar to Alatreon in the way that he'll just turn around, put his head down, and you can hit him. But it's easier solo, because he'll always turn to face you. My solo Alatreon days are a little bit behind me, but, you know. Hammer was often the way to go. I did do plenty of greatsword solos, but Hammer was always the way to just completely thrash a Alatreon solo, or an Alatreon solo. Can you leave me alone? I have to say, we are doing really poor. I think there are 2 Hammer users and we have yet to get a KO. That is not a good fucking start. Let's start working a little harder. Let's get a little small hit in, or not. Get away. Okay, should be able to get a... No? I'm trying. He's already fucking limping because it's... I'm sorry, Lang. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's how I apologize to you. I'm bowing. That's a very deep bow. You don't get much deeper than that in Japan. Anyway. Dearie me. Is my lighting still alright? Yeah, it looks fine. It's not amazing, but it's fine. It does the job. Oh, I was hoping I wasn't going to get hit by that claw. An interesting thing is that 2nd Gen Tio has less of a hitbox on that claw. Same with Daora, actually. 2nd Gen Daora does not have as good of a hitbox on that claw, and people complain about the hitboxes of 2nd Gen. Rightfully. Rightfully. But there are certain situations where the hitboxes are worse these days as compared to before. Managed to get that hit off. Can we please get a KO? Maybe we did get a KO and I wasn't paying attention. That's possible. Well, I hope we got a KO and I didn't see it. Anyway, that's a high rank Teostra. Took a little bit of time because we suck. Or I suck at least. Again, too busy talking, but talking's good. If I didn't like to talk, I wouldn't make these videos. I think that's pretty obvious. It is now well and truly raining outside. That's what I like to see. A bit of bad weather. I don't know what the hell you're talking about, Phantom Fox, but fair enough. You do you. How much longer am I going to stream for? I think we'll go for another 30 minutes or so. You made that monster up. Okay. Poison meteors. Spare me the poison meteors. That sounds like a Crimson Fatalis. Like a classic Crimson Fatalis from back in the day. Except it poisons you when it hits you. So yes, it is pouring with rain, which means that I do have very limited natural lighting. But it still looks alright. We got a TO gem from a high rank TO, which is pretty lucky. Supernova 3. Obviously I haven't done that quest yet. Yeah, again, like, the high rank quests, so therefore the quests from Generations, haven't done many of them because I didn't play Generations very much. I was one of the first, like, I would have been in, like, top 5% of the world to get into high rank, which is a really weird way to put that, but basically I was one of the first to get into high rank. I fucking slammed through that game. And then I didn't play it ever again until the time that I picked it up again was when Generations Ultimate was announced, and I knew that I was going to be able to transfer my save. So at that point I said, well, let's prepare for Generations Ultimate by doing some more stuff in Generations, and that's what I did. But even then I couldn't play the game much because the biggest issue was the 3DS system for me. I was never much of a 3DS fan, so yeah. I love the rain. I'd love to open all my windows and just not get wet, but enjoy the moist air and the rain. But it's best if I don't have that background noise. The best thing about it is that there are no fucking cicadas going, and that's been a bit of a bane of my, or it has been marring my recent recordings, that stupid background noise of the cicadas. And of course there are no cicadas at the moment because it's fucking raining. So that's what I like to see. Well, that's what I like to hear, I suppose. Player 4. You can say my name. Just say Lord. I don't know. Like, you don't have to say Lord Zor. You can just say Lord. You guys probably didn't see that because I'm in the way of the chat. But the guy said player 4. It's my turn, basically. There's nothing that I really need in this game, so I can maybe find an interesting quest to do. Maybe I could do a quest that I haven't done yet. We could... Oh, I am not doing this one. This one can eat actual cock. Let's do a bed of sand. We will go raw for this one. Yeah. I'm gonna go raw. Do I have a raw hammer? I don't think I do. Wait. I have, my weapon use is flat, right? Yes, I do. That's good to see. Means I can use whatever fucking weapon I want. Let's do switch axe. Something different. No, not switch axe. Charge blade I meant. But I don't have a raw charge blade. Or do I? No, I don't. No. I'm very much an elemental player, guys. Like, I don't have too many raw weapons. Okay. What can I do? Let's do Death Grip. How about that? I did Death Grip in the last live stream, but hey. We'll do it again. I just don't want it to be too boring, you know. Okay. Am I in the right? Yes. A bed of sand. And I'll show you guys my weapon usages, or usage. Weapon uses? Anyway. I'm pulling out my fucking Charles Manson looks. Anyway, yeah, these are my weapon usages. I still can't decide. And you can see that great sword, heavy bow gun are my two most used. Because I do like my pierce gunning. But yeah. Jabus. And if you wanted an opinion from me about cat, look no further. Look no fucking further. Lady's right eye knows what I mean. That fucking Prowler thing right there is going to stay at 3. I wish it wasn't 3. The reason why it's 3 is because I had to do 2 quests where I needed to get coins, for like arena coins, but they were Prowler only arena quests. And then one of those quests, was me trying out Prowler for the first time. So I have used Prowler once, intentionally, like, and then the other 2 times were just because I had no choice. I needed the coins from that quest. So, yeah. I wish I had less than 2, or 3 rather. I wish it was 1, but spiritually it is 1. Some people like Prowler, I'm not one of those people. End of conversation, end of discussion. Okay, a bed of sand. 3 hyper G-rank monsters. We'll see how we go. I'm running paralysis. It would be great if I could fucking eat. That would be a great start to the quest if I could manage that. Obviously, that's too much to ask. We're going to play properly this time. I have not been performing well in this recording. We're going to change that. We're going to fucking change that. Phantom Fox, that is entirely broken, but I appreciate your thoughts. Am I going to the right area? I think so. Yes. What monster is this going to be? Baroth. Hyper Baroth to start with. Probably not necessary to paintball, but I will do so anyway. It's pretty funny to see him do that sort of, that hyper maneuver before his attacking with his mud. Very aggressive mud flinging. I have to say, I have not fought many hyper Baroths. This may very well be my first. To be honest, it's a pretty deadly combination that I had not really considered until now. Because Baroth, when he moves very fast, is a nightmare. I can see him gearing up for a charge. Try and get a paralysis off as fast as possible. Because I'm used to portable third, I'm really used to 3rd gen sword and shield, and it really does feel like garbage when I whip out 4th gen sword and shield. Because I became very used to how sword and shield felt in 3rd gen, and it just doesn't feel right in 4th gen, you know. But anyway. See how long it takes for us to get the paralysis. Shouldn't be too long, because of course this is Death Grip. I do have raw resistance on this set. Are you kidding me? I'm going to double check my skills. I didn't realise that I had managed to put high grade earplugs on this set. That's pretty impressive. Yeah man, look at that. I like that. The reason why I have attack up large is so that I can get as much damage out with this weapon as possible. Because of course this is the sort of weapon that focuses more on status damage rather than physical damage. So I'm just sort of helping it a little bit with attack up large. You can see I've got sharpness +2 on it as well to also increase its damage output a little bit. How can you not? Alright. Get away from that mud. That's one thing that I don't like about Baroth in this game. When he does his charge, he can still hit you with that fucking mud. Is that going to hit me? Damn. That's alright. Already got my first paralysis off. Why am I shielding? I have high grade earplugs. Get with the Doomlink. Let's pick up this shiny. No. I suffered for that Wyvern tier. I traded a Wyvern tier for a Hunter tier because I think I am currently crying. Yeah, hyper monsters are pretty crazy. For me, they are the best monsters of their kind in the series, because to me, if you're going to have a monster with more health, may as well have more damage as well, and you may as well take away their exhaustion. You know, you may as well go all, like the whole way, and that's what the hyper monsters do. They go the whole way. Everything is buffed. A little bit of exhaustion would be nice, you know. Maybe reduce the degree to which they become exhausted. Oh, I was about to ping for a sleep. But that is a dead monster, I think. Yep. I was about to crouch carve, then I realised that I'm playing Generations Ultimate. But yeah. I really did think he was sleeping for a second there, because I'm used to there being maybe a message appearing on the screen saying 2 monsters left. I don't know why I didn't do that. Alright. Who is next? I think it's Tigrex, yeah. Where does he spawn? I think in this area. I'm not saying that just because Mob Kingpin went there, but I'm pretty sure he spawns here. If he is following traditional desert rotations. This is the 2nd gen desert, by the way. Can you fuck off? I absolutely hate Apsaros. They are the bane of my existence. I have hated them since 1st gen. They are fucking pricks. I attacked him right on the neck there. Would have loved to have decapitated him. You know, there were rumours that in the Japanese version of Monster Hunter 1 you were able to decapitate monsters, but that was never a thing. That was mostly... I heard that from Nick from the Monster Hunter video podcast. And, yeah, I don't know where the hell he was going with that, but it was not a thing. Shield it! Of course, high-grade earplugs is not going to help you when you are dealing with the damage dealt by a Tigrex Raw. What I love about Tigrex is that he has not really changed since 2nd gen. His first game appearance was Monster Hunter Freedom 2. He was the flagship of Freedom 2. Of course, Freedom 2 was the somewhat portable version of... I don't want to say it's the portable version of 2 DOS. It was a completely different game to 2 DOS, but it was the first 2nd gen game to appear in the West. And it was also the first 2nd gen game to appear on a portable console. And Tigrex was the boy. The boy of your dreams. The one who slaughters you and makes you dream for eternity because you're dead. But, yeah, he was an ice monster at that time because Freedom 2 was very much an ice sort of game. Freedom 2's area was Poke Village, which was a mountain village in the snow. And Tigrex appeared in the snowy mountains, but he also appeared in the desert. His first appearance, however, was in the snow. No! The way he sort of does that turn with his reaching arm, that's new to this generation. First appeared in 4 Ultimate, pretty sure. I think he did that in 4 Ultimate. He did have a subspecies in 4 Ultimate. He was, what was his name again? Shit. How have I forgotten it? Anyway. I remember very stupid things like his rare item is a Dire Blast Heart, I think. But in terms of the name of the monster, I cannot remember it. He was a blast-based Tigrex that only appeared in an arena. So yeah. There we go. This may very well be my last hunt, actually. Because I think this one is going to go for a little while. So it's probably best if I have this be the closing hunt. Again, the only reason why I'm doing this quest is because it's a quest that I haven't done before, and I was thinking it would be nice to pick a quest that I could complete. Let's do a sword dance while we have the opportunity. Bang. And a round force, for good measure. And hits on the head. At my risk, of course. Hey. Very good. Let's do a full combo for once. Never mind, I got flinched out of it by Mr. Greatsword Man. Or maybe it was the gunner. This guy's going to die really quickly because we do have someone running the Orcus Quarkers. Yes, Molten Tigrex, thanks, Ladies Right Eye. I completely forgotten his name for some reason. Molten Tigrex, that's right. My favourite Deviant, I don't really have one because I don't know much about the Deviant monsters. Oh, he's gone over here. Don't go that way, Mob Kingpin. You're gonna regret it. It's gonna be a sad day. Look at everyone following him. I'm the guy with the Psychoserums. Okay, let's go for the capture, seriously, because I'm not going to be able to get these guys into this fucking area quickly enough. Oh dear. Now, for me, it's generally bad practice to capture a hyper monster. Oh, shit. Oh, no. I think I can do this quickly enough. Come on. Come on. There we go. So we can stay in this area to get Glavenus appearing. But yeah, Psychoserums are the way. Anyone who doesn't bring Psychoserums is a chump. Well, not necessarily, because if you know how to follow shadows, it's not an issue. But obviously these fucking people don't. Anyway, favourite deviant. Oh, let's carve this tail. I don't think I did carve that. I did carve it, actually. Must have noob carved the thing. The reason why I noob carve is because I always forget to carve things like tails, because I'm so focused on pursuing the monster when it leaves the area that I completely forget to do things like carve. You are so fucking dead. You don't even understand. Now, I managed to paralyze him. Favourite deviant. I really like Astalos, so maybe the deviant Astalos would be my favourite, but it's not an informed opinion, because I don't know all of the deviants, really. I'd say a lot of people like Bloodbath a lot, but I haven't fought Bloodbath very much, so I couldn't say that Bloodbath would be my favourite, because I fucking hate Diablos, so why would I like Bloodbath, you know? That would be weird. To like Bloodbath, if I hate Diablos. Diablos and Monoblos can fuck off. They're annoying. It was weird that they didn't bring Monoblos into this game, but that's fine. Got some hits off on the head there. Should be able to get my paralysis up pretty quickly. One thing about Glavenus that I have recognized, although I don't know if it's accurate, is the fact that he does a lot of roaring. Like, he roars a lot. Seems to constantly be hitting health thresholds. And I like that. Gives me good opportunities with higher gradient plugs to hit this guy to get a paralysis pretty quickly. This is what I like, yes. Of course, staying just out of the range of that tail is key. Not that that's a very informative piece of information. I mean, it's informative, but you'd think you'd already know that. It's kind of basic monster knowledge. Stay out of the way of the monster's hitbox. Wow. Do you have any more wisdom to impart on us, Doomlink? Anyway. I'm gonna wait for an opportunity to come out with Sword Dance, because I think the best thing to do with Sword Dance is just to leave it. It's better to be able to get the full combo out, because it does deal a lot of damage, but not if you just miss half the fucking hits. So... Hello, Agnologia Dragon. I'll call you Agno, how about that? Hello, Agno. Welcome to the live stream. Whoop. Again, just staying outside of his tail range. What I meant more than anything else when I said that was, you know, you don't want to be too far away from the monster. The closer you are to the monster, the sooner you can engage him. But, yeah, of course you don't want to be so close that you get affected by the tail. You sound tired, no offense. It's not so much that I'm tired, it's more that I'm laid back. I don't take offense to it, because there's nothing offensive about being told that you sound like you're tired. If you're offended by that, maybe you should not be on the internet. This is a good opportunity for Sword Dance that I very nearly missed because I forgot to do it for a period of time. But now I have remembered. Hello, Agono. Welcome to the live stream. Actually, that's more like I'm mentally retarded than tired. That is not staying out of the range of the tail, I must say. Let's top up our health. We have been healing a lot. Oh, someone else got the paralysis. Is someone else running paralysis? He must have shot paralysis shots, which is really quite redundant. Shot paralysis shots. Well, not redundant, it's repetitive. Alright. Okay. And that is a dead Hyper Glavenus. We will pick up his shiny. May very well get a rare item. Nope. That's alright. He has a pretty epic death. He really rolls over. He looks like he's in pain. Well, if he's dying, he's obviously in pain, but yeah. It's always good when you can kill the Glavenus. Sometimes when I talk, I come out with complete bullshit, you know. Talking for the sake of talking, but I try to be a bit more purposeful when I talk. Doesn't always work, though. So again, this was the last hunt. I'm not going to disappear immediately, but I will start off by saying thanks for tuning in. I've had a number of new viewers today. Hopefully you guys will stick around. I do stream, you know, most weeks. I'm not primarily a streamer, so I don't stream as often as a streamer would. I stream for fun, and I stream to branch out. More people find my content when I stream, so that's the reason why I do it. It's easy to stream because I'm a Let's Player, so even if no one's watching, I just talk and don't shut up. Because that's the way I do it. And, yeah. Hey, Tigrex Mantle. I didn't see how many I had, actually. Probably should have checked. You're gonna end up becoming a streamer. No. No. I've been a Let's Player for 10 years. I'm not a streamer, sorry. But thanks for your sentiments. Regardless, we are now at Hunter Rank 401. And we are done with that hunt. That was 3 deviant monsters in the desert area. And I'm done with this room. It always feels bad to just leave a room when I've done my quest, if it's a turns room, but I never came here with the intention of doing a quest of my own. I only came here because people would be putting up random quests, and Live Hunts is essentially a live version of Doomlink's Random Hunts. So, yeah. With that, I think I'm going to head off. I do thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you when I'm next recording, either in the live format or recording another Monster Hunter game. I will probably be coming out with a Doomlink's Random Hunts video before such time that I come out with another live stream. But regardless, yeah, thank you all for watching, and hopefully you guys tune in again at some point in the future. Bye-bye for now.